poem. I want to do a poem about what happens in other parts of the country when it's autumn. And one of the things that happens is hurricanes. And this is called The Hurricane Is Over. And it's from my friend Anne. Tonight I sit with Anne and we talk about the past, the time she loved a man and I loved a man in a way we never can again, over and above everything else, even a happy life, when all that mattered was being alive, not crushed by clocks, speechless from orgasm, lying in the open with cocktail breath in my mouth like a river filled by the flood of a tempest. After a dry summer when the weather changes suddenly, a spell broken after a frozen pause, an outburst of thorns poisoning the princess into a heavenly sleep from which she wakes eventually to find spinning wheels, maidens with their hair cropped to their skulls, worshipped for their sacrifice with the moon high above the storm. On a cold night while the odor of the crackle and the odor of a dying rose rest near her protected sleep, until he comes to find her crucified by her sex, lying still in a prison, lying in the ecstasy of his breath so close, so very close, heavy on her lips while he sips her. Tonight I talk about the rest of my life without the hook, a life without him, without a piano in my house, with the pornography and cigarettes and beer, without his tears over someone who hurt him 20 years ago, without his mother's memory and his father's second and third marriages, his lovers before me, and his sons waiting in a car to visit while I watch from a window. During a hurricane, I know it is over, even though our sex is better than ever, which sometimes happens when things cool off. The wind howls and the tree falls over on the moist earth, soaked from the heat of being so much a part of each other. We are a part. As the thunder joins the clouds, we fear there is no place to hide from this much love, which I need so much. Anne and I agree we'll take less so it can last longer. Once in a hurricane is enough heartbreak for any tree. Thanks. This one is Autumn in L.A. Where's the blushing poison oak? The rusty western redbud blazing against the live oaks, the lemon-leafed sycamores, the cottonwoods to warm up the road while the red-berried dogwoods and the aspens run riot through a meadow. Where's the deer and the hummingbird, the butterflies on their way to rest in a eucalyptus tree? It's autumn in L.A., and I'm still wearing white. Like last night, I was an angel in a permanent summer attitude, waiting for camp to be over, for the first day of school to put on tweed pull-up socks that constantly fall. I was still in summer where I peak with hope, not watch a day shrink. Where's the harvest of hued hills, the bewitching veil of summer fog, clear, turned to crisp falling leaves, the big leafed maples, the dark green cedars and the pines, and the red barns and the rustic farmhouses before the arrival of snow. It's autumn in L.A., and I'm waiting for things to change. Sometimes wonder who that woman is, frowning as I walk by the window when the girl inside is worried about everything that could go wrong. How autumn is about growing old. A lot of things in my life are growing old. My parents, who've been with me since the beginning, my dog, who's been with me since 1975, several boxes of letters, stories, and poems. I'll never finish filing or selling them, have been with me since high school, some of them. Even one book report from the 3rd grade I'm especially proud of, because I did such fabulous artwork that I was displayed for a whole grade. I have many friends who are getting gray, leaving it that way or covering it up, or who have children who are going away to school, or have children that I hang out with. While I still count on having my own before I'm too old, and that can happen at any time. Since I've gotten bored with some of the predictable things that happened in life, things I've already experienced once before, and think, why should I do that again? It could just hurt me, not satisfy me, or make me angry, or just be a bore. Sometimes I can't sleep. I wander around like my father, who says, that happens when you get old. Your mind is not your mind anymore, what you don't control. And you have nightmares, like the one I had where I killed an ex-boyfriend. And I was more concerned about the publicity than the crime. It was an autumn in LA dream. I could tell by the pumpkin on the Hollywood sign that could be seen through the window of the Bonaventure Hotel, where I was wiping the blood with a daily variety that told the story of Michael Eisner being pelted by eggs and ketchup in a crowd of French communists wearing Goofy and Mickey masks. I really want to do that again. This is a dream. Oh, okay. It was an autumn in LA dream. I could tell by the pumpkin on the Hollywood sign that could be seen through the window of the Bonaventure Hotel, where I was wiping the blood with a daily variety that told the story of Michael Eisner being pelted by eggs and ketchup and the crowd of French communists wearing Goofy and Mickey masks. I'm in another room in my life, not the party room, but the reasonable room, which I still don't get. Still, I feel lost. In this room, I take caffeine every morning, pray before I bathe, brush myself out, put on the right clothes, trying to find something else besides black. Since it is the end of the 80s and black looks like it did in the past, not so fashionable, mournful, monotone. In the reasonable room, I try to conquer obsessions with food, smoking, men, money, friends. I put makeup on almost every day, or at least some lipstick, which was all my mother used to wear when she was looking glamorous. Sometimes a little pink on her cheeks, which I wish she would wear eyeliner, so she'd look modern and younger. I go to work not to play, but to make sense of all the time I've invested in my career, so it will pay off. I talk on the phone more than I care to. I pay more taxes and bills. I listen to classic rock and roll and love to hear new bands cover old songs. I act more patient, but feel more irritable, more critical, more intolerant, but try to be more forgiving, which is the part where I get lost, where I don't know what to do, since the reasonable room is new. And I have lived most of my life without convention, in other rooms, sometimes making love against a window 32 stories up with no net. The succulent plants, the roses in October, the dry skin, the cobwebs of summer waiting to be cleared, the way it feels to lie down and feel the continent melt away, the hills ready to turn to ash, the thirsty earth nodding, the rusty sky leaking. At the edge of the world, autumn's landscape is the future. Los Angeles could be the fall. Thank you. Thanks. We have a special poet from Argentina with us tonight.